Hey, my loves. I hope you guys are having an amazing day. I want to talk about forgiveness, right? Because a lot of the times you could hold resentment and anger, harbor anger towards somebody because certain situations. And I'm speaking from experience. Like, the way I grew up was hard, right? My mom was addicted to drugs, and it was just hard coming up. And for a long time, even through my adulthood, I was upset with my mom because I felt I didn't have the childhood that the average child might have, you know. And for a long time, I held on to that. But as I sit back and I reflect, yeah, my mom was on drugs, but if I'm honest, I never had to deal with an overdose. I never had to deal with my mother overdosing. I never had to find her like that. My mom never went to the point through her addiction to sell us for drugs or anything like that, because that does happen. And I came to the realization all these years, I never once gave my mother grace. And being a mother now on my own, it's a lot of things that I know I have done that my children probably see it the same way, you know? And forgiveness is for you, right? I had to come to the realization like, Mom, I forgive you, because holding on to that, I feel like it was keeping me in this stagnant place where I could not grow beyond that situation of what happened to me and how it happened to me, because I have a constant carousel going on and on, over and over, of the same trauma repeating itself, basically portraying myself as a victim when I should have been rising like the phoenix out of the ashes, you know. Because just like in the book of Daniel, when they talk about Daniel companions Meshach and Abednego, Meshach, Shadrach, and Abednego, I'm probably saying their names wrong, but when they was cast into that fire, they came out unscathed. No ashes, no marks, no burns from the flames. And it's like, when I think about it, yes, I went through all those things in my youth, but when you look at me now, you cannot see those things that I went through. And that's what made me realize, like, give my mother grace, because not only did God give her grace by keeping her, He's also given me grace through the things that I may have made a mistake with my children. So before you even get to the point to where you want to judge someone because of what they're in at that moment, now I see things differently. Instead of judging, pray for them. Instead of judging, give grace, because nobody's perfect. And now, being a mother of my own, I realize that mothers, honestly, they do the best they can with what they have. And maybe, just maybe, my mother was doing the best she could, the best she knew how. You know, it's so many things to factor in her upbringing and the things she went through in her childhood as well, playing a role on her parenting. But I thank God for bringing me to the place where I could understand and be wise enough to know that forgiveness is the way. Because just as my mother made mistakes, so do I. And I don't want to constantly be condemned by the things that I have done that's not so great, that are wrong, you know. And I just pray that God forgive me for harboring so much resentment for all those years. I wish that my mother was here so I could tell her I love her, so I could hug her. You really don't appreciate the things you have until they gone. Oh, what I give to see my mama again. And all that time I wasted feeling some type of way because I feel like she cheated me. And all along she did the best she could. If you're going through something with a person, not saying that you have to go directly to that person and talk to them about the situation XYZ, but for your own sake, forgive them. Forgive them, move forward, but also know that you know the type of character that person is, and you're not going to let it get to you any longer. But forgiveness is for you, for your heart's sake, so that heaviness won't be on you. So yeah, I know this is like a little rant, but it was on my heart. Forgiveness is the way. Forgiveness is the key, because you cannot move forward with resentment and hate and anger in your heart, because you're going to constantly go back to that same toxic cycle over and over and over again. And it's nonstop, and it's no point to do that, because in the end time, you're holding yourself back. So forgive with love in your heart. Not saying that you have to forget, but forgive. Do it for you. Do it for you, so that you could become the best version of yourself. Not holding on because you're giving people power over your emotions, over your feelings, when you harbor that anger. Can you imagine somebody did something to you, and every time you see them, it gets you angry, it gets you bothered, it gets under your skin? That's giving them too much power over yourself. So I hope this video finds you with love, whoever timeline it falls on. And know that forgiveness is for you. Forgiveness is for you, so that you can move forward and flourish. So hope you guys have a beautiful day. Until next time.